Skigh Athletics, coming to you for episode 30 of the Skigh vlog. Today we're going to go over lifting technique for your back. We're going to go over 3 basic lifts that I see people misuse every single day when I go to the gym. It's going to be the basic cable row, which I'm going to use on my Bowflex, a dumbbell row, which I'm going to use one of my plates that has handle grips in them, and then the famous, or I should say infamous, lat pull down. I see a lot of people do terrible form on these lifts, and even if it's not hurting them, I guess as far as an injury, it will prevent them from growing their back the way that they want to. I've seen Division I and professional athletes who have done these lifts completely incorrectly. So let's go right into it. The concepts are pretty much the same throughout. Now this is going to be a cable row, something that you'd find pretty much at any single gym. Normally I put you could put your feet up against, they'll have a little wall that you could put your feet up against, maybe a metal piece right here. I just keep my feet flat. That's how the Bowflex works. So now the very first thing that people do when they do these cable rows is start pulling right after they grab the bar. Now that's completely incorrect. The first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tighten my lower back, keep my core tight as well. I'm gonna rip my shoulder blades back. Before I even pull the weight, I'm going to activate my back muscles by ripping my shoulder blades back, trying to pinch them together so that when I make this pull, it's gonna go into my back. Now, if I didn't do that, and if I just let my shoulders roll over, I would feel it all in my arms. Right now I feel it in my biceps, in my triceps, and even a little up front right here. Now, activating your back, the first thing you have to do is rip your shoulder blades back. Get this good posture, this upright posture, and rip with your elbows back towards the wall behind you. Ripping with your elbows back is better than just folding them. Now, there's a huge difference between ripping back and keeping it almost hitched than folding it, because the moment I fold it is when I get a bicep and tricep dominant workout. Now, these are secondary muscles in your back exercises, but they're secondary muscles for a reason. You should feel them less than you feel your back. And I know that most people that I've dealt with basic exercises like this feel it more in their biceps, triceps, and even their traps than they do their back. So I'm going to show you a couple good reps of what this should look like. So here it is. First thing, I stay tight, rip my shoulder blades back, immediately making my arms even shorter than they are. And now, the row. Now, a big thing you can see is, and it's different for the different types of lift. So when I come forward, I don't completely lock out my arms. Completely locking out my arms will make my shoulders roll forward, and then I'll have to reset myself and then go backwards. And then repeat the process of getting my shoulder blades back and ripping. Now, I'm a firm believer, I play basketball, same thing with the free throw. The less movement, the less room for error. Keep it simple, okay? So right now, with where my elbow's at, tension's on my back, on my back, on my back. When it goes straight, it goes off of the muscle and it goes onto the joints of my body. Now that's why shoulders roll forward and everything, that's more of a position when you're gonna release the weight. The reason that I keep my elbows slightly bent the whole time is so that I can keep my shoulders back and that they don't roll forward. This is also good for back exercises because people want bigger backs. And if you can keep constant tension on that back, you see how I'm controlled? And I keep tension on the back, and I feel it there even though this is some lighter weight. I can feel it with lighter weight just because of the contractions that I'm performing. So the next exercise that we're gonna get into is the single leg row with a dumbbell. Now, if I'm gonna do a row with my right hand, then I have my left hand on the bench along with my left knee. I'm gonna keep my back flat. Again, tight core, tight lower back, and I'm going to rip with my elbow up towards the sky. If I don't hitch my elbow And if I just bend and I just let it fold, then I'm gonna be activating, again, the secondary muscles, the bicep and the tricep, instead of my back. So don't fold, again, hitch that elbow so that you're ripping back. It's gonna look a little different, but when you do it in the gym, I guarantee you'll feel it. Even if you go grab a can of corn in your closet right now, in your pantry right now, and you do 30 reps of this, just by contracting, just by focusing on that back, you'll feel it more in your back than if you were just to fold. So here it is. I'm gonna just use 25, okay? Nothing too crazy. So again, you see the first thing that I did? Tight lower back. Now I'm flat. I'm gonna keep a neutral spine. I'm not gonna strain myself by looking straight up. I'm gonna keep a neutral spine, which means that my neck is aligned with the angle that my back is in. And right now, I'm gonna rip my elbow back. See how I'm not just folding? If I just did this and folded, I'd feel it in my bicep and my tricep just by ripping my elbow back. And again, I'm a little behind on the row than most people. Most people come up straight here. If I want to activate my back, I'm right here. And I feel that all in my back, barely in my bicep and tricep. I'm going to switch up my setup right here because the both legs takes about 45 seconds to switch it up, and I'm going to come right back. Alright guys, so lat pull downs are set up. Let's get right into it. So the first thing that I'm going to do when I grab the bar is the same with all the other back exercises. I'm going to tighten my lower back, I'm going to tighten my core, and then I'm going to take a little lean back. I'm going to lean back, but as I lean back, I'm going to roll my shoulders back, and again, tighten up my scalps, pinch my shoulder blades in the back before I even pull the weight down. I want to activate my back muscles so that, again, the targeted muscles are targeted. I don't want to target the secondary muscles like the biceps, the traps, and the triceps in this lat pull down. I want to hit my upper back. I want to hit my lats. So I'm going to grab the bar, and when I'm with my body, I'm going to make almost a lowercase r. Now the reason that I say it's a lowercase r is because I want to keep my core and my lower back as parallel as possible to the wall in front of me and behind me. And the only thing that's going to take a dip is my upper back, just a little bit, just so that I can get a pull down and really feel it in my lats and in my back. All right, so here it is. I'm going to go up, grab the bar, tighten up my lower back, pinch my shoulder blades back, activate my scalps by pushing those together. And then, and only then, am I going to rip my elbows down into the ground. Notice how I'm not allowing my shoulders to roll forward. This is the same as the other cable pull, the seated cable pull. The moment that I completely release, my body relaxes. And I want to keep tension on my back. And I want to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. So if I let go and every time I have to pull down, do I feel it in my back? Yeah, but the tension comes off so my body relaxes. And the way that I think about it is that, there's no big lift for the back that it's, we have to max out. We have to get used to completely filling out this rep, completely reaching, extending out to complete this rep. Pull-ups, yeah. Do you want to do strict pull-ups? Then practice those. But when I'm doing lat pull-downs, I'm trying to get a bigger back, a more cut-up back. So which is why I'm keeping tension. It's not here, so I'm not cheating completely. It's just right before my elbow's about to extend completely straight, and before the tension comes off, I'm gonna just rip down. And that's the type of focus that you want to have for all of your lifts. You saw how it was down fast, small squeeze, and then up. Now, different people with different goals have different time frames as far as when they perform the lift. Bodybuilders might have a bigger contraction, bigger squeeze, and might have slower concentric and eccentric movements. I'm trying to complete the lift, so I just make sure that I'm doing it correctly to target my back. I'm going to pull it down relatively quickly. Be quick, but don't hurry, the athlete's motto. And then I'm gonna go slowly back. So the resistance bands help on the resistance the whole way back. But it's the same thing with weight in a pulley system in a gym. Let it go down slow, rip it, and then complete the lift. So those are 3 lifts that I know are in my program, which you can get just by signing up to my mailing list on my website. Now, before I had it that you had to email me and say that you signed up, the moment you sign up for my email list is the moment that you'll receive an automated email with the free 2 months of my program. So go ahead to my website, sign up for that as soon as possible, and get those 2 free months of my program. Remember, Skigh has no limits. Like, comment, share, subscribe down below. Lots more videos like this coming. Thank you for everybody that watches, and let's get to work. Get that free program.